Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my Doctor Who The Collection limited edition collection. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. I am recording this for the second time, thinking that everything was going to go right as usual, but something of course had to go wrong, and I meant this footage here wasn't going right because it got corrupted. So I'm doing this again, hoping that it's going to go well this time. And you can see I have got another camera. I am using my phone camera to record this part, and you'll know why once I show off my collection. So without further ado guys, make sure to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Without further ado, let's begin. Right, so I have them all on my bed right now, and they're all there's so many of them, and I've got to go through them all again. I was saying some good stuff as well, and I was like, am I gonna be able to re-say those things again? But you know, it happens. I do, I don't. So we're just gonna pull a random one, and it is the season 26 of the Sylvester McCoy era of Doctor Who. Just got to adjust. I'm not happy with that at the moment. Season 26 of the Sylvester McCoy 7th Doctor era. I think this is the last one before it went off air for a long time, like 25 years or something like that, when it came back in 2005. I think so. So yep, that long of a time. We got Anthony Ailey's The Master with all the other monsters that are featured in this season, of course, and the 7th Doctor looking like a badass. Very, very dark and cool. This season was quite dark, if I remember, a lot more morbid and a lot more change in tone. So I would have been curious to see what more they would have done with him if, you know, it wasn't cancelled. So yes, here we are, the back. Love the TARDIS designs. Lee Binding never misses when he does artwork like this. It always looks really, really cool. And I have to say, honestly, if I sound deflated, it's because I've already said a lot of this in my first video, and I'm trying to recapture it, you know what I mean, and still be like, woo, you know, but it's so difficult because I'm like so disappointed because I was saying a lot of stuff and reminiscing, and I don't know if I can literally bring all that up again. But yes, there's the back, there's the front, and here is the inside. Right, this next one is the season 2 of the William Hartnell Doctor, the first Doctor, of course, where it all started. Beautiful artwork of William Hartnell right there. People say it doesn't look like William Hartnell, but like, it really does. I think it looks like really good artwork. Very beautiful as well. I love the effects on like behind, and like it just looks absolutely beautiful. So if you look at the sides, Doctor Who the collection, look at the back. I'm trying to remember everything I said about this, but I think a lot of it was just praising Lee Binding on his art, and just the whole Frankenstein thing of like, oh, this face is from one episode or a promotional image, and the body's from something else, and the hands are from a different body or something like that. I always like how he puts all these together. I'd love to sit in a room with Lee and watch him just form all of this, you know, see how he all like does this. Like, it'd be so interesting to see and learn. Here's the back. I love a lot of this sort of stuff here, setting a scene and the TARDIS and just the overall beautiful artwork. Like, look at that. And that's another thing I said in the other video. A lot of this stuff I would love if Lee made into posters, so we could actually buy these like blown up posters, and I'd love to get them framed and signed by the actors and actresses that were in these seasons. Like, this would be so cool to see on a poster behind me, because I do have a Doctor Who wall for the most part, and it'd be cool to see a lot of this, especially this one on my wall. Very beautiful. Lee does such a good job, he never misses, and that's why I buy a lot of these box sets, because, you know, the standard editions are boring to me, so I buy the limited editions for this as well, not just for the the discs or anything like that, but for literally the artwork themselves. Yep, that was the second season of the William Hartnell First Doctor. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Right, so this next one is season 9 of the Jon Pertwee series. Again, Lee captures the colours and the characters so well. Like, look at this, it looks so majestic. When I see this, like, the Third Doctor's curly hair and like the face, and just such a vibe just seeing this. Like, I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys. Like, a lot of these doctors, I think I said, a lot of these doctors never missed. Like, a lot back in the day, some of them may have got a lot of crap, but like nowadays they're so well loved. And to me, like, when I think COVID time was when I started really paying attention to the classic Doctor Who's, and I realized, like, wow, they never missed when it came to the classic character, like the classic Doctors, you know, from William Hartnell to Paul McGann. I feel like they never hitched the perfect casting on each one of them. Even Colin Baker, he got a lot of crap back in the day, but like, he's absolutely killing it in Big Finish, and he has been for a very long time. Same with Paul McGann. These guys got so much crap back in the day, and now they're so well beloved, like the rest of the Doctors we have today and stuff. They're held to that same with the rest, and it's like, I wish we got to see more of them on screen. It's such a wasted potential, waste of talent, you know, not to have these guys, because they're so powerful with the words and the performance in audio form. It'd be nice to see that on screen too, and have a face and have all this stuff with it, you know. But yes, I'm half asleep, so I've just forgot what I was gonna say, but here's the back as well. If we have a look inside, we'll see Joe and the Third Doctor right there. I'm guessing, is this like when they're in the prison? I can't remember what scene this was, but just look at the back of this. We do have the Master's TARDIS with the chameleon circuit working, so he makes it look like everyday objects and blending with the scenery. Of course, we get the Third Doctor's TARDIS. This is the sort of stuff I'd love as a poster. The colours and just how detailed and beautiful Lee does all these. They're just so brilliant, you know. And another example of the Frankenstein, I call it the Frankenstein type of thing, where like we stitch like heads on bodies and stuff. Like, you'll be able to tell in some ways, like the way Lee does like amazing in grabbing different body parts and different pieces of characters, doing different movements and taking it from one body into another. He's so good at putting them all together, because I wouldn't even know where to start. I feel like I'd have a habit of making everyone's hands too big or heads too big and not actually make it look convincingly good. But yes, that was season 9 of the Jon Pertwee series. The next one is another Jon Pertwee series one. It's his second run, and it's the 8th season. So we did season 7, now he's on season 8. So of course, another Doctor Who year. As we can see, the Master again, Roger Delgado. Look at these. Look at the Third Doctor looking absolutely. He just rocks every cover he's on, essentially, you know, as usual. Here's the back. If we look at the back of this, the beautiful TARDIS and just the overall effects. I like the other ones a lot better. This one's quite tame compared to the others, but still nice. If we have a look inside, again, we'll see Joe and the Third Doctor, as we can see right there. I love a lot of these Jon Pertwee ones. I feel like a lot of these episodes are really comforting, because, I don't know, they just have a comfort vibe. Because they're obviously earthbound. A lot of his adventures were earthbound at one point, and Roger Delgado and Unit were all in every episode with the Brigadier and Joe. All the characters felt so comforting and relaxing to watch, and just an overall vibe, because it felt like a family. You were attached to Unit, Sergeant Benton and Haynes, and a lot of these guys, like, they were just so great at actually like, they actually felt like an actual family, an actual team, and that's what made it so great, you know. And that's how I fell in love with all these characters. So, you know, that is the 8th season of Jon Pertwee's The Third Doctor. Right, this next one is his first season. of being the third Doctor, Jon Pertwee season 7. And I think he's got the nesting egg or something like that from Spearhead in Space. I cannot remember. But very beautiful artwork. Look at Jon Pertwee looking very badass right there. Look at that face. He means business. Look at the back. There we are. If you want to pause and see the features, the side. Again, look at that. Love that as a poster. Look how gorgeous that looks. I love these really like whimsical, bright colors and stuff. I'm just a sucker for bright colors, as you can see with the webcam and everything around me. You know, I just love bright things and detailed things, and it's just so great. This is what I love about Lee binding as well. A lot of the classic stuff was obviously made with scotch tape and zippers and cheaply made, but when Lee does artwork on them, they look like how it would probably look if it was filmed in a modern era of Doctor Who, where maybe it's still on the cheap, but like it's got 2020's budget, you know what I mean, a bit more money. And like this vibe, imagine seeing this in the classic era, but like I feel like this is what it would look like if like the classic era shifted, or in another dimension the classic era was made nowadays. Like, look how fantastic this looks. Lee does such a brilliant job with these artworks, man. Like, definitely worth the $54.99 price tag, I tell you. Because look inside, we get a Spearhead in Space still there, where Lee's beautifully edited the part where Jon Pertwee as the third Doctor had just obviously Patrick Troughton just regenerated into him, and yeah, he falls out of the TARDIS unconscious. So he spends a lot of it's like obviously it's like David Tennant's run. He spends some of that time in being in bed, because obviously he's exhausted from the regeneration and stuff like that. So you know, he's taken a lot of. I feel like some of the modern stuff took a lot of notes from the classic series in terms of some of this stuff. So yeah, that is the 7th season of Jon Pertwee's The Third Doctor. We're getting there, but we still got a lot. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but you know, I really wanted to do this video because I love doing these sorts of videos, of course. And it won't be the first time I've had to re-record. I've had to re-record a lot of things over the years that's taken hours and will take hours to, you know, edit and stuff. So I'm probably going to get all this recorded and then edit it in the morning perhaps, because obviously I'm absolutely tired. And I'm trying my best right now to keep that energy like I did for the first video. That seemed to have gone wrong. So, you know. But yes, let's move on to the next one. If I can reach it. The next one is season 25 of the Sylvester McCoy era. Beautiful. The colours pop between like the space rocks and just explosions and Daleks, of course. Everything's on there. Like, look how gorgeous that looks. Look how nice that looks. Like, a lot of these, what Lee Binding does, especially with Sylvester McCoy or any Doctor, as it gets to different seasons, you can tell the tone of those seasons are different, because obviously as we go on, the box sets somewhat get darker and a bit more gritty, and these Doctors go from being like, from their early seasons to you know, trauma ridden and just experienced, compared to when they first like became them and just like, oh, hello there, and just went from you know. So look at that. Like, look at it, looks just beautiful, the artwork. If we have a look at the back as well, again, I want posters of this, Lee. I would love to see Lee do posters of these. Absolutely incredible, beautiful poster. That would be such a beautiful poster to have. I would love to get this signed one day by Sylvester McCoy, but I know that's probably never going to happen. But either way, it's such a cool thing, and maybe one day, who knows. I did get autographs from a lot of the Doctor Who actors that I made a video on. If you haven't seen that, it's on my channel somewhere. I hope you enjoy that video, and it was just such a dream come true to see a lot of those guys I grew up with. So, you know, yes, that was season 25 of the Sylvester McCoy era of Doctor Who. Right, Right, this next one is season 21 of the Peter Davison era as the 5th Doctor. It's got a regeneration effect because they've paired this with the Twin Dilemma, the Colin Baker. So we see the regeneration effect because obviously it's Peter Davison's last season, and they've implemented the regeneration effect that he has when he becomes Colin Baker. So, you know, as you can see there, beautiful as usual artwork. Turlo and Tegan with the 5th Doctor, of course, right there. If you want to look at the features, just pause. And if we have a look at the back, Twin Dilemma, I think, with the beautiful Perry and the very colourful and magnificent 6th Doctor, Colin Baker. Look at that. That looks beautiful. This, honestly, a lot of this artwork gives me vibes where, like I said before, in an alternate universe, if classic Doctor Who was made in the modern era and the effects we have now, like, I feel like this is how it would look. It'd be interesting to see that sort of thing where, like, we could go back to these things and sort of shift them to where they were made exactly, the episodes and stuff and dialogue didn't change, but like if we moved into a modern era where the effects and everything could be added and changed and stuff, it'd be interesting to put them in like a modern I don't know how to explain it. There'll be someone out there who can say it better than me. But yes, that is the season 21 of the Peter Davison era. Nice one. Right, this next one is actually, I think, the first ever box set I got, and it is the season 24 Sylvester McCoy, his first run as the 7th Doctor. As you can see right there, very 1980s with the lighting and the colours, and it fits the vibe of this season because obviously he's just appeared and things are a bit silly and, you know, a bit interesting, and it took me a while to warm up to him because of this box set, you know. Because a lot of it just seemed very silly and I don't know how to explain it, but then as usual, like a lot of these Doctors, I kind of warmed up to him and he showed more seriousness and a bit more grit, you know. We see a lot of actual Time Lord Victorious in we see a lot of Time Lord Victorious in a lot of his stuff as well. There are some scenes in later seasons with Sylvester McCoy where we'll actually see the start of the whole Time Lord Victorious thing, the lot of darkness, you know. And we do see it in like the 4th Doctor sometimes, but I feel like he definitely seemed a lot darker, the 7th Doctor, in a lot of the episodes and seasons as they went on. But yes, here we are, and here we have like the Rani and all the villains that are in this season. The back is this inside with Mel, of course, and the TARDIS and the 7th Doctor. Very nice artwork as usual, definitely captures a time and where those characters are at that point in time as well, starting off bright and full of energy, and then as the box sets evolve, they start to evolve into something either magnificent or darker or anything like that. I love that. Lee does such a brilliant job. Another bit of money well spent. Right, this next one is the season 20 of the Peter Davison series, and again, love the artwork. To me, like a lot of this artwork, you know how it goes from good to bad, or like a tier list from like green to red. To me, there's just two sections. There's good, there's cool, and there's awesome. And to me, like, this one would be in cool because I do like the artwork, but like the ones I'm about to show you are like even better, but it's still cool artwork. To me, like, he never misses. I think he does a fantastic job. So there's cool and there's awesome, and to me this is cool because all the like there's a few others that I put in the awesome list, but this is still a gorgeous one. As we can see, we got the 5th Doctor with, what is it, Turlo, the android, I forgot his name, Tegan, and Nyssa. Yep, all there. If we have a look inside, we will see the Black Guardian and the TARDIS, like in the middle where his hands are. It looks very menacing. It looks very funny. Like, Oh, do you know what's even funnier? The lighting that's like lit by my computer and everything looks like the same lighting that's on that dude's hand. That's like doing this, like that. But it's as you can see, like look at that. That looks. I wouldn't even know where to start. Honestly, making these box sets, someone says, right, we want you to make the next box set, Jack. And it's like, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, how do I go about this? Like, look at this. Like, no wonder it takes so long to do, because there's actual care and love. Like, look at the quality on this. Who wouldn't want this as an actual poster? Like, seriously, who wouldn't want this as a poster? This is gorgeous. But yeah, here we have in the inside the four Doctors special. Richard Herndl, I think it is, as William Hartnell's the first Doctor. Of course, we have John Pertwee, Patrick Troughton, and Peter Davison. Apparently, I think this is the one where Tom Baker was supposed to be in it, but obviously this was not too long ago, before like he split from Doctor Who and left, and some of it wasn't exactly on good terms, or you know, ready to pursue different characters and stuff like that at that point in time, you know, instead of, you know, embracing it, I guess. So yeah, so we got the season 20 of Doctor Who, Peter Davison. Right, this next one is a very comfort season for the fourth Doctor to me, and it is the season 17 Tom Baker fourth Doctor, and it features Lalla Ward as Romana 2, the second Romana. And a lot of these episodes, like The Destiny of the Daleks, The City of Death, The Creature from the Pit, Nightmare of Eden, The Horns of Nimon, and Sharda, are all comfort episodes, especially Sharda. Like, I don't know, this one feels like a very comfort series to me. Like, the way the Doctor and Romana are, I just feel relaxed when they're around, and I don't know, this just feels like an actual vibe going on around that time with like those two. Obviously they were married and they had a relationship, but I mean as in like the writing and the atmosphere, and just honestly, I hate to say it, but like the overall vibe of this season was just so good and relaxing to watch. I feel like this is like, I feel like if people say, oh, the classic series, like you'd pick at least a fourth Doctor season to just throw on and relax to, this one would probably be it for me, because it really is. I love Romana, I love Lalla Ward's interpretation of Romana, you know, the second one. So yeah, here's the back, and here's the back without its sleeve, obviously right there. I think this is supposed to be like an image from Sharda, I think it is. I cannot remember, it's been a while since I've watched it. If we have a look inside, we get like something from the Horns of Nimon, I think it is. The fourth Doctor with K9 and the TARDIS there. I don't remember the other characters' names. It's been a while since I've actually watched it, but I loved the heck out of it. So good. So that was the season 17 of the Tom Baker season. Right, if I get this one is my favorite cover, and obviously favorite Doctor, fourth Doctor. Flowing scarf, the mechanisms of a clock, everything looks so perfect. The jelly babies coming out of the bag, this reminds me of like the 50th anniversary trailer. Like if you watch that, you'll see like a scene where the Doctor's falling, and you'll see the jelly babies like frozen as well, as in like they're all coming out of the bag, and he's like that, and they seem to have captured that like look where he looks like he's sort of falling, or just, I don't know, it looks so majestic. He looks fantastic. The curly hair and the hat, like the fourth Doctor's an absolute legend. An absolute mad lad and legend. When I think of the Doctor, I just think Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor. The long scarf, the hat, the ridiculous hair, and you know, that booming voice of authority and ridiculousness. And I don't know, like ever since I watched the classic series, he's the one I always think about. Like when someone says Doctor Who, I just think, ooh, yes, like Tom Baker. You know, that mad look in the eyes, and you know, come with me if you want to live, and sort of vibe, you know, like just absolutely brilliant. And obviously I've got him behind me here with wearing my scarf. right there. And obviously you see him there as well. And on artwork, I love the Fourth Doctor. He's just such a vibe. I love Tom Baker. I have got his autographs above me as well. You can't see, but behind me, but above, I do have his autographs as well. Of course, because I love the Fourth Doctor. I love Tom Baker. I love just him as a person. He just inspires you to be imaginative and fun and ridiculous, especially as Doctor. Never take things serious and just, you know, do things without a care, you know, do things that you want to do and like, you know. And obviously jelly babies, who doesn't like jelly babies? You know, I like jelly babies. So yeah, so front beautiful, and the back with the Fourth Doctor and Leela, of course. And here's the back again. Love the TARDIS shots in a vortexy color. You know, everything looks absolutely insane. But I feel like, I don't know, the Fourth Doctor is very relaxing to watch. A lot of his episodes, the episodes are written lovely, and it's like you can get past the whole shoddy quality sometimes, as in like you'll see zippers or you'll hear like squeaks of Velcro or something. You can get past that like they did back in the day. You know, a lot of fans back in the day did not care about stuff. And to me, it's like, if something's written really well and the characters are just so fleshed out and actual love and care has been put into it, you know, it's like you can watch it. You know, I could care less if I saw a zipper or a Nike logo on an alien or something. It's like, you know what I mean? It's Doctor Who, and I've always loved it no matter what. So it's like, I love Tom Baker's era as well, even if the effects at times were a bit weird. But it's like, sometimes you can, I don't know, sometimes you find yourself staring at him and his performance more than anything around. He has this way of hypnotizing you to just be like, look at me, look at what I do and say, and all these other things behind me don't matter. You know, don't look at a shoddy green screen from the 1970s, you know, and stuff like that. So it's just that he has a good way of distracting you from all that, if like it's noticeable. And like I said, the performances just smash it out of the park. Leela and obviously Louis Jameson and Tom Baker as usual, getting more operatic and more just as he became the Fourth Doctor, he just became even better as time went on. Obviously he had 7 years and obviously became more experienced, and he felt like he knew the Doctor more than the creators did. He knew his Doctor, what he would say and do, more than they would, and he had a lot of creative input than a lot of Doctors probably do now. And honestly, to me, that's why he was one of the best, because he just knew, he had that personality. He was the Doctor, and he's just through and through one of my favorite Doctors. When I think of Doctor Who, I think of him, and he's definitely an inspiration to me in a lot of ways, you know, and his Doctor especially. So yes, again, beautiful artwork, Lee binding. What an absolute legend of a Doctor. That is the season 15 of the Tom Baker the season 15 of the collection era of the Fourth Doctor. Right, we're almost getting there, yet still very far. Next one is the actual first box set I ever got for the limited edition, thinking that I would never be able to get any more due to money, or because people on eBay kept buying them off Amazon and then selling them for hundreds of pounds, so ruining it for the rest of us, like Pokemon and everything like that. We can't seem to enjoy anything because people like that exist that just want to buy things and sell it for ridiculous prices and, you know, be unfair, but you know, that's how it is. But yes, this is the first one I got, and it's just very 80s, of course. Very colourful, of course, because it's the Sixth Doctor, and you're guaranteed a lot of explosive colours. And look at the back, as we can see there, we've got Perry as Sontaran and Sixth Doctor and the TARDIS there. If you want to have a look, here's the back. Chameleon circuit working. I can't remember if this is a Masters. No, this will be the Doctor's TARDIS when he got the Chameleon circuit working. And he managed to blend in with his surroundings, I think. So yeah, if we have a look inside, we have a very beautiful shot here, a recreation shot of one of the episodes with Perry and the Doctor, of course, in a snowy, wintry setting right here. Very beautiful. I forgot what episode that is. If I read it out, Attack of Cyberman, Time Lash, Vengeance on Varos, Revelation of the Daleks. It might have been Revelation of the Daleks. I cannot remember. It might have been a Dalek episode. I might be wrong. You guys probably were like, he's wrong. Yes, I am. I'm probably most likely wrong, and you're probably right. So, you know. But yes, that is the season 22 of the Colin Baker Sixth Doctor era. Okay, another Sixth Doctor is the season 23rd era, and I think, yep, this is the last season we ever see the Sixth Doctor, which is sad because obviously he was one of like the most hated Doctors back then and for a few years, but then when he came on to Big Finish and really sort of evolved and shaped, he became literally in the line with one of the most well-loved Doctors because of the audiobooks. They essentially rejuvenated, redid him. They made him more likable and evolve, and just honestly, Colin Baker's performance in those is just absolutely fantastic. Like, and it's sad that we didn't get to see more of him on screen. That's a lot of the problems I have. Like, I like Paul McGann's Doctor as well, but we barely see him. We barely see these guys for 2 minutes, especially in specials. We only see them for a little bit and then they're gone again. And it's like, come on, we could make a lot more with these guys while they're still around. You know what I mean? But we don't. But it is what it is. But like, at first, it's like it was hard to like the Sixth Doctor. But then, as time went on, I realized with the audios and obviously watched back the episodes, I'm like, I actually like these guys. I actually like the Sixth Doctor. I like the way he is and how extravagant he is and cocky he is, and just, you know, I just love him. And that's why I have this thing where I feel like they've never messed up a casting on classic Doctor Who, or everyone that's ever been casted doing Doctor Who, one way or another, whether it was years later, they've all been fantastic and no hitch. It was either due to writing or the execution, but the Doctor, they never miscast, to me, they never miscast anybody in classic Doctor Who. They were absolutely perfect to play the Doctor. They all brought something, and obviously in audio form, they keep bringing out more of them, and I just love each and every one of them, and I love all those Doctors, so, you know. So, yep, here's the front, here's the back, the Doctor on Gallifrey, on trial. Here we have the TARDIS getting beamed or pulled into a spaceship. I assume it would be on Gallifrey, to do with Gallifrey. Here we have like an image. It looks like an image from Time Lash, I think it is. I can't remember, but a really beautiful image right there. Nice one. TARDIS and the Sixth Doctor. Yeah, it's sad, like I said, because, you know, I'm glad Big Finish picked him up because he was like a really hated Doctor, but he was never given that chance to flourish until the audios, and I'm very thankful that we got to hear more of Colin Baker's Doctor, because he is absolutely fantastic, and he's definitely in the line of one of the like most loved Doctors, you know, to me as well. So yep, that is the 23rd season of the Sixth Doctor. Right, there are 3 more. And hopefully this goes right the second time, because I don't think I'll have the strength to record for the 3rd time. Now this one is the season 14 of the Tom Baker era with Louise Jameson and, of course, Tom Baker. I was about to say Colin Baker because I just did Colin Baker's book collection. Nope, Tom Baker, looking very Sherlock Holmesy. And what I like about this is, as Tom Baker's seasons went on, there became obviously some earthy stories, and there became a lot of gothic horror. They became more like, you know, just a lot. I don't know how to explain it, but they came more, I don't know, maybe Shakespearean and gritty and dark, Jack the Ripper-y vibes, cobblestones and all these things. Like a lot of these episodes, like was it the Talons of Weng Chiang and the Hand of Fear, the Deadly Assassin, the Mask of Madragora. I'm terrible at names, but a lot of these episodes you'll know when you like watch them, especially the Weng Chiang. Just a good episode, the tone of it, the way everything was lit, and just the overall fear of it all. It just captured it so well. And Tom Baker, obviously, as the years went on, as the seasons went on, he just kept getting his stride, and as he got closer and closer in, it just became more Doctor. He just became unpredictable and more, I don't know, it just became more detailed and a lot more fleshed out, his Doctor, and just booming and just absolutely brilliant. And a lot of that was Tom Baker's influence as well, not just the writers. Like he just threw it feels like he gave everything to us as the Fourth Doctor. It's like we wanted more, he gave us more, you know, in performance, in style and everything. He just seems to have gave us so much, and we were definitely spoiled with him, and we still are continuing to be spoiled with him in audio form as well, because I listen to his audio books and they're absolutely fantastic. That booming voice that I'm losing my voice. Speaking of voices, I'm losing mine. Should be expected since I'm recording this for the second time and speaking with as much passion as I did with the first one. But yeah, he gives us everything every time, and I love him as the Fourth Doctor for that reason. You know, he never gave us a boring, dry moment. He always made every moment hypnotic and interesting and so alien, and he did that so perfectly, you know. So yeah, that's the back. The Doctor dressed as a Gallifreyan from Gallifrey. And if we have a look at the back, the Doctor looks like he's smashing through somewhere. Like, that looks gorgeous. I want that as a poster. Like, honestly, Lee Binding would probably make so much money from just releasing these as posters. Like, these would be so good. I would buy all of these, honestly. Like, these are so cool. But yes, that is... Actually, no, I forgot to... I'm caught lacking here, guys. Sorry. This is the inside. Leela and the Fourth Doctor there. As I say, a lot of Tom Baker stuff as time went on, like I said, became very interesting to watch. You know, it sort of became more stylish in terms of gothic horror and just leaned in more to the dark stuff. And it's like, I love the dark stuff. Back in the day, it got crap because, you know, parents would not emailing. That was they would write letters and say, "Oh, Doctor Who's a bit too scary." And obviously, like when you watch it now, it's like that ain't scary. But you can imagine back in the day it was, and it's like, don't stop doing that. That's what makes it memorable and good. And it's like I'm glad we got what we got, because it's like, you know, years later we can appreciate that, and it was so well written, and obviously the people behind the production and stuff did a fantastic job, you know, not just the actors. If it wasn't for the people that actually make these objects and sets and all these things, the episode wouldn't have been as good as it was, any of them. But all of them were just lightning in a bottle. All of them, all the characters, all the artists and costumes, and they were all just fantastic. It makes you just appreciate all of the side of filming and stuff. It's like such a strange thing. You usually focus on the actors, but as you go on, you realize there's a lot more to it than that, and you actually love not only the actors but the people behind them as well. Like, it's fantastic the way they are imaginative and creative and carve everything and make everything and sew things. It's just fantastic to do it, and in these episodes you'll start to see all of that, the detail and the care, just overall style. I recommend you watch this season. It's really nice. Right, so the second one is the season 13. That looks gorgeous. Look at that. Look at it Tom Baker's style. She's always very gorgeous. I think this has something to do with like meeting up with the Brigadier or something during an event. This particular one, I cannot remember it, but it was the Terror of Zygons, Planet of Evil, Pyramids of Mars, the Android Invasion, the Brain of Morbius, and Seeds of Doom. Another good season, and of course it has the beautiful and amazing Sarah Jane. Rest in peace, Elizabeth Sladen. She's been, honestly, I remember finding out when she passed away. I was so sad. I saw it in the newspaper as a kid, and I was like, oh, no. Honestly, it's so long ago. It's crazy because I loved Sarah Jane and I loved the Sarah Jane Adventures. I'd always like watch it either before I went to school or after school. CBBC was such a vibe back then, you know. But yeah, here's the front, and obviously here's the back. And again, Lee never misses. The warm colours of the TARDIS windows glowing, and he knows how to set an atmosphere or enhance the atmosphere. He knows how to bring out a style that, you know, was in an episode but somehow enhance it more. Like, look at that. I want that as a poster right now. I want that. Or if not, I'll do it myself and just put it as a poster on my wall, because look at that. That looks absolutely insane. That looks gorgeous. Honestly, Lee never misses. He never does, and I'll continue to say that because I hold each and every one of his sets with such pride and just overall just joy to have these things. And it makes me so happy to be a Doctor Who fan, even when right now it's not exactly, well, what it is. We're kind of in the wilderness years like it was in the 80s, you know. We had to wait like, what, 25 years for Doctor Who to come back on. Maybe, hopefully we don't have to wait in 25 years like we did back then. But, you know, it's nice to see. We might not be getting, well, we get a lot of breadcrumbs here and there from the new stuff, but it's nice that we're kind of getting a lot of the old stuff too. We're getting spoiled for a lot of stuff. It's fantastic being a Doctor Who fan in terms of the archives and audio books and stuff. So whether you were a fan of what came out television wise, if you're not a fan of it, there's always the originals and there's always the audios, which are just brilliant. And that's why I'm glad Doctor Who's been around for 60 years, because not a lot of shows have been around for 60 years. And there's this whole catalogue of stuff. So if you don't like the TV show, you can go to the audios, or if you don't like the audios, you can go to the back catalogue of TV. You know, it's just fantastic. So yes, that is the season 13 of Tom Baker's era as the Fourth Doctor. Now the final one. This is probably the third or the first one I got. I can't remember, but as you can see, it's the standard edition. Absolutely boring. This is why I buy limited editions. Because they just seem a lot more pleasing, and obviously I feel like they're worth the money and the artwork, even if it's like a lot more money than this is. This is probably like £30, and the other one's like £54, and I'd rather pay £54 because it's like the artwork and just the overall vibe. Like, I get so happy to buy the expensive ones because I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So yeah, like there's this, and it looks alright, and it's alright if you want lots of space on your shelf or, you know, anything like that. But for me, it's like I don't mind my shelf space getting taken up by these really beautiful pieces of history and stuff like that, you know. So it's like, I don't know which camera to look at. I'm sometimes looking at that one, I'm looking at this one. That's the thing. But yes, that is the standard edition. I'm probably gonna get the last, if I got all of the collection sets, I feel like if I had to get if I would make this my final one to get as a limited edition, because it's like I've already got this and I don't want to buy it twice, but I feel like I'd get it twice, but as a limited edition if I've got the rest of them. And I'm talking about all the classic Doctor Who limited editions from the first, all of them, all the way up to then, you know, even Patrick Troughton's, because we haven't got Patrick Troughton's era yet, and it'll be a long time till we probably do. But yeah, and then I'll probably invest in the 12th season limited edition of this. But yeah, guys, finally think I'm done. It is so warm right now. I'm so tired. I don't know where I'm gonna edit it tonight, or should I say today, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, almost 2. But we'll see what happens. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I actually kind of enjoyed filming it for the second time as time went on. You know, I felt a bit groggy and a bit tired and like just wanted to get over and done with. And somehow managed to get the energy I had filming it the first time. So yeah, guys, without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. Tell me who your favorite Doctor is. It could be a classic series, it could be modern series. Tell me what favorite episode, classic, modern, anything classical, modern, whatever. Tell me and why, and just tell me whatever you like Doctor Who wise. Without further ado, guys, thank you for so much watching. Have a safe day. Peace.